What'd you say we did, sir?
Yeah.
I am so pretty.
Oh, boy.
I am so pretty.
You are.
So pretty.
You're very beautiful, baby, but that, I don't know about all that singing there.
Yeah, no, I was channeling someone else singing to me how pretty I am.
Okay, let's get this motherfucker started.
Bethany
Bethany
and Sean.
and Sean.
We are a couple of nuts talking.
Oh, cut my life into pieces. This is my last resort. Suffocation, no breathing. I don't give a bookie. That's all I know. I've never known. I've heard that song so many times, and I don't know any more of it.
I think they swear, I don't give a beep if I know about it.
What's up, Nuts? We're back. We took a little break there for a few weeks. Little nutty.
Oh, we had so much going on. We would have kept going, but we didn't want to half-ass anything.
I don't know if we should do one of these braggadocious type episodes where we talk about all the things that we've been doing.
What if
we've done that? But
it's also, isn't it why we're here, like just to talk?
I guess it is, huh?
The fact that you said that now they are going to think we're bragging, but if you had just talked like we normally talk about our lives.
I guess you're right.
It's just our lives.
This is my last resort. Suffocation.
No breathing.
Hold on, I am really curious as to what's up, Nuts? How y'all been? We missed you guys.
What have you guys been up to?
What you been up to, guy? Nuts?
Okay. Oh, that's so cool.
Whoa. That you really are a nut.
Yeah.
Just like us, aren't you?
That sounds like a crazy week.
What are you talking about, babe? That's it. Just kind of died down. They just kind of puttered out. Cut my life in this.
No, stop. We just did that like 3 times.
Don't give a fuck if I cut my arm bleeding. I had no idea he said that.
Sean, no one cares.
Cut my life into
we
pieces.
Have so much to talk
I've reached my
about.
last resort. Suffocation, no breathing. Don't give a fuck if I cut my arm bleeding. What does that mean, cut my arm bleeding? Is he a cutter?
Probably.
Shit.
I never listened to the words, so I don't
That's
know.
what I'm saying about it, though.
Did we already talk about that? How, like, some of my favorite songs when I was a kid, now you listen to the lyrics and you're like, oh.
We did.
My God.
We did.
We should keep dissecting them. Like every time we find one.
We kind of do that with our song autopsy, babe. We have a whole segment on that.
No,
called
we don't
Song
really
Autopsy.
We talk about the song, but we don't talk about like what we thought when we were a kid and then whoa.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah.
So what have we been up to the past few weeks? Well, big news, and I'm gonna give way to
no, you say the big news.
the better half of a couple of nuts.
True.
Bethany Lynn Dwyer Fetterman.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, Bethany Lynn Fetterman. What's the news, hon?
The news is my book is out.
Oh, remember we were talking about her writing a book, everybody?
Yeah.
It's released. It's live.
I'm so excited. It went live April 23rd.
Congratulations, honey.
Thank you.
I'd like to tell everybody about how supportive I've been through this whole process, this whole journey. I have been here. Oh, God. Nuts. Oh, my gosh. Countless, endless hours,
Remember when
days.
this was about my book and me?
Endless hours, days of her. I'd be out in the front room just trying to watch a program. Dexter,
You'd be out in
I
the front
rewatched
room doing nothing but watching.
Not true. I was working on a lot of music, and that's another thing we got going on. So why don't you take what you said? Why don't you leave the room? Leave
Dexter,
that.
Which is so... You know what's funny? Well, we're going to go in tangents. We should write this down.
Why don't you leave the room and then come back in and leave the attitude and the lies out at the front door?
If I didn't tell the truth, we wouldn't be saying anything.
Cut my life into pieces.
Just scared
Put
puss.
pieces to no breathing. So I spent hours, days. I was out there
TV.
Trying to rewatch Dexter.
God, what a
Which is a horrible show. I loved it when it came out. I even bought the books, but then I was reading the books, and then it spoiled the show, so I stopped reading the books because I liked the show better.
Because I bet you the books were better.
That's literally the same thing.
After watching the crap that I've intermittently watched because I had to when I'd go outside to break.
It's better as a book.
Absolutely. Like the poor person who wrote the book. Yeah, that show is, and no offense, it's just cheesy garbage.
If they made that show today, it would be better because it'd be probably more gritty and darker.
Yeah.
But I'm out there trying to watch the program, and I swear, like every 15, 20 minutes, babe,
That's not true.
babe. And
That's
she'd
not
sit
true.
there and she'd read me pages of her book. And I am so
I'm
supportive.
going to correct
It's
this when
so
he's. I'm going to
sweet.
let him go, and then I'm going to correct this.
So sweet and so kind that I would give feedback. I would help. I'd say, no, you might want to say this here. So it's funny that my name's not on there as a co-author because I feel like it should be. But I would sit there and I'd listen, and then I'd give constructive criticism, and then I'd give you encouragement, and I helped you so much in the process. I didn't write any of it, but I helped you so much get through it and get up the courage and the oomph, the wherewithal to just keep on going. I am the epitome of a dream partner.
Okay, now I'm going to tell you what really happened. Okay? And that's why he's laughing.
I'm not laughing.
You just laughed.
I mean,
Who
I'm just
laughed
having,
in the room?
I'm
Who
just
just
having
laughed?
I'm just having a good time.
Yeah, lying your fucking balls off. First of all, nonstop. I was nonstop, and I had my office is separate from where the TV room is, and
That's what I said.
and he would be in there, and I would say on the hour, every hour, he would come and stand. Okay, do we hear him laughing? This is the real truth. At the threshold of my office door, and he would
I'd
stand there
well, I'd
like a
peek my-
stalker.
I'd peek my head around first. I would just stare to see how long, like half my face was creeping in the room to see how long it would take her to notice. And she wouldn't notice sometimes.
That's not
And
true.
Well, no, because there were times where I'd be standing there for minutes and you
Yeah.
wouldn't look.
Because I didn't want to.
So then I'd have
Because
to.
I was in a zone.
I know you were. So then I'd have to drag my feet,
No,
shuffle
no,
my
no.
feet on the carpet
See,
so you
what
could
he
hear
doesn't
me come in.
understand is
And then I'd
I
stand.
feel him. I knew he was in the room, and I thought, maybe if I just wait long enough, he'll go away. Maybe he'll just turn around and go back and watch Dexter. That's what I was thinking. Every time I was like, he knows that we've had this conversation. I'm in a zone. Please don't interrupt me. And Nutz, every hour. Minimal every hour. He would come in and bother me. And we had arguments where I was basically yelling at you going, you can't keep doing this. This book took me 6 months. It probably could have took me 3 if I was not next time I'm just going to get a cabin.
Attention.
No, I'm going to get a cabin in the woods and I'm going to go by myself and that's it. And I'm just going to write book after book in like 2 or 3 months. And then I'll come back. I can edit with you interrupting, but not writing.
There's a threshold of lack of attention that I reach. And
You need a recharge.
It's about an hour.
Yeah.
It's about an hour.
That's your threshold of 60 minutes.
So I'm going to need you to see me at least once an hour. I'm going to need you to see me. So I come in and look at you. You can turn around and look at me, and I'm going to walk right out the room.
But you don't walk out the room. In
I
fact,
did sometimes.
when you knew I was like, get out. Because he doesn't get it. But like, you're in a zone, and I have to keep the entire book. Like when I write a script, like a TV script or a pilot, it's so easy. It's like 24 pages or, 24 minutes, 22 pages, 30 max. Like I could keep that all in my head, no problem. If I'm writing a book, which is like 150 plus pages, that is so much information. And then if it's a script, it's 90 plus pages.
Okay.
Those two things,
I need to know what the fuck does it have to do with giving me attentions?
because I need to keep all the information in my head.
Yeah. Here's
So
the
when
thing.
you come in and interrupt like a fucking woodpecker, just
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I am more important than anything.
That's why I let you live here.
Okay.
Okay.
That's the thing. I am more important than any of that.
Do you know in the last 6 months we've had so many conversations with him where I had to sit down and go, these are what boundaries are. I'm going to ask you about boundaries.
Yeah.
I'm telling you I need it to not be interrupted.
Uh-huh.
And I'll come out when I have a break. And
I
you would
respected
still-
that a good 60% of the time. I let you do your thing like at least 60% of the time.
Only because you were either on the phone, at a meeting, probably watching a movie. No.
Boundaries are made to be crossed, honey.
No, they
That's all I'm
aren't.
going to say.
No.
about that. Is I am more important than
But
any of that.
can we stop talking about you because you're the one who presented.
I just wanted to get that out there. But and we should read my acknowledgement in the book because it's pretty wonderful. But let's.
Well, I wrote it for you.
Let's go back. I'll go grab the book. Actually, I'll go grab the hard copy. Why don't you tell them
It's a soft cover.
the good news, hon?
So yeah, I released and self-published a book, and it came out April 23rd. It's called Break Free from Fear. 8 Steps to Unlock Your Innate Superpowers. It's got little birds on the cover. It's yellow.
Tell them what it's called.
I just said it was Break Free
Tell them where it's
from
available.
Fear. It's available right now on Amazon, and I am going to work on getting it out there. Yeah.
That's the book, guys.
That's the book.
That's the book. Okay.
All right. And it's an easy read. I really wanted it to be easy and fun. I'm obviously
Break Free from Fear. 8 Steps to Unlock Your Innate Superpowers by Bethany Dwyer.
Mm-hmm.
And another, my God, the list goes on and on about how incredible I am. I allowed her to use her, is that surname, your original name? Is that what that's called, surname?
I think it's my maiden name. It's
Maiden
called.
name. So her married name is Fetterman, and we had a discussion about it, and I said, something, hon? I'm going to let you have this one. And I let her use Dwyer. So just another, here, I'm going to give this to you so you can read the acknowledgement.
No, you're going to read the acknowledgement because it's your
Oh,
acknowledgement.
okay. Just another, oh, God. Just support.
Okay, blah, blah, blah. So anyways, for the last 10 years, I'm sure I've spoken about this, about how I facilitate and coach in rehab facilities and mental health facilities. And I've been doing that for 10 years. And in doing so, I've created several different programs. The first one I created was called Comedy Heals, which was to help people eliminate fear of speaking and self-expression and all that stuff. And that was my first program. And then this stemmed off of that. So this is just one of the programs that I created. And it's 8 actual actionable steps to get you to eradicate fear. And
Fear holding you back, fear ruling your life, fear ruining your life. Pick up the copy of Break Free from Fear by Bethany Dwyer.
Yeah,
available on Amazon.
We want to get you back into your authentic person.
It is really cool. It's a really cool program, and it's really something, and it's helped a lot of people. And she's been at this for many years, and she's seen with her own eyes the proof. The proof is in the pudding type deal.
That's literally almost one of my chapter titles. Yeah, I have actual testimonials from my clients in there.
Oh, you have a cool, the comedian Sam Tripoli did the foreword.
Oh, yeah, my friend Sam, who I love.
He has a podcast called Tinfoil Hat Podcast.
Yes.
If you're into tinfoil hat type discussions.
Like conspiracy stuff, alien stuff.
Truth, not conspiracy.
Right,
but,
exactly.
Go check his podcast out.
I don't believe in aliens, but aliens per se, like how they...
You've known him for years, and that was
for
very
years,
nice of him
yes.
to do the forward for you.
Sam, I picked him for a very specific reason, and I think that he is somebody who exemplifies being fearless in what he speaks about, and he was pioneer, I believe, in his podcast and doing that. And I don't know how many years ago, I was telling him, because I also do conspiracy comedy, and Sean and I have been into the conspiracy theories and all that stuff for a long time. And we've lost friends over it.
Yeah,
so
we did.
I remember having more than one conversation with Sam, but the first conversation I had, because I wanted to put it into my stand-up, and I had done it for 2 or 3 shows and was getting a lot of backlash. And like I said, I lost friends from it. And he was just like, who cares? Keep going. It's you. You keep doing you. It's your stage when you're on it. It was wonderful. And
it's your journey. It's your journey onto stage, and it's your journey through life.
Right. And I just love that. And I was like, you're right. And then I just went full force.
I just came up with that, though, so I should get the credit for that.
See the interruptions? Do you see
I should
it's
get the
constant.
credit for that, because that was me.
It's constant. But yeah, so I loved that. I loved watching his evolution of what he's done, and I love the forward he wrote. I think he's a wonderful writer.
You also
I'm
had
grateful.
you had a very famous pro poker player and author, Phil Gordon.
Yeah, Phil Gordon. I met him. Oh my goodness. Let me I feel like
What is this
over-
called that
almost
he
20
wrote
years
on
ago.
the back of the book? What is that called?
that's a quote from him.
So here's the quote that he says: "Fear is the ultimate bluff, but Bethany Dwyer holds the winning hand. She transforms fear into confidence, courage, and freedom. Go all in with Bethany." Phil Gordon, pro poker player and author.
Yeah. So I met Phil on a
Damn,
podcast.
my voice was good on that. Did you hear that?
Shut up, Sean. Seriously. Can you just be quiet for a second so I can you ask me a question and then I try to talk and you just consistently, I want you to listen back to this. Every time I start talking, now he's looking at me with puppy dog eyes as if,
my God.
oh my God. But it's like, you ask me a question. I can't imagine listening to this and not being able to hear any answer. And then I go on tangents because that's the way my brain works. And we never get to answer any of the stuff.
If you saw the look at this is scary, guys. Help.
Just let me finish answering for these people that help me out. So Phil, I met him on C. Thomas Howell's podcast. You know who that is? He was a soul man who was
I'm scared to answer now.
I literally asked you the question. Do you see how dramatic he is? He's the king
Yeah,
of
of course.
drama.
Thomas Howell's an actor.
Yeah, he did Soul Man, that show. I keep wanting to say what he did,
He
but
did
I feel
blackface.
he did blackface.
The Black Body.
He did a whole black person.
But he was also in
He was like that girl.
he was in so many things.
Oh yeah, no, he's a great actor. But he had a podcast. I mean, quite honestly, he might be one of the first people to have had a podcast because that was before I
See
even.
Thomas Howell?
Yeah, it was so long ago
He
that
was
I
in The
met him.
Outsiders.
Oh yeah.
He was in Red Dawn. Oh man, see Thomas Howell's in so much stuff.
So he had a podcast and I was on it with Phil and we just hit it off cuz I play poker and he was at the time one of the biggest poker players there were. And on the show, on C. Thomas Howell's show, we were just naturally talking about stuff. And I crochet scarves. It's part of a meditation that I used to do all the time. I don't do it too much now. But I made these awesome scarves and I had brought one for C. Thomas and I brought one. I had one on myself. And so Phil Gordon was like, hey, I bet you I'll beat you at Rochambeau. And if I beat you, I get one of your scarves. And at the time I was selling these scarves for $300-$400 because they were beautiful. I love these scarves.
Yeah, what were they made out of? Cashmere?
No, just I don't know what it was made out of. I just bought whatever was really soft.
Human hair?
No, it was still yarn, baby.
Okay.
But anyways, I was done. And then if he won, I think it was $50 or something. I can't remember, $100. And he said on the show, he's like, I've never lost Rochambeau in my whole life.
He was also in E.T. He played the brother. He played the older brother in
Okay,
E.T.
I'm talking about Phil now.
Oh, I thought you were still talking about C. I was looking at C.
You can let go of C. Thomas Howell because he's not in my book at all. Okay.
He was an extraterrestrial
Okay.
film.
So I'm talking about Phil
Okay.
because he was sweet enough to put a
Phil
quote
Gordon.
on the back of my book. So anyways, I was like, let's go. I'll play Rochambeau. So we played obviously 3 rounds and I beat him on air.
Wow.
And he couldn't believe it. And he was just his face was priceless. And he had to pay me. And then we ended up being friends. I went to his wedding.
There he is, Phil. Look at him.
And then guess what? At his wedding, I beat him in rummy too.
Oh, dang.
And gin. Or I can't remember if we played gin rummy or gin. Either way. It was so cool at his wedding because he had little Phil Gordon bucks.
That's crazy.
And everyone was having bets and playing games. It
He's
was so
a
cool.
poker you look at you look him up.
Oh, honey,
It
it's
just
great.
says poker player.
Yeah, because that's
it.
well. Do you remember when everything kind of started shifting? Maybe not if you didn't play poker, but there was a time where
Celebrity poker.
I played actual poker, 5 card, 7 card, when I'd go to Vegas. But then it started to be Texas Hold'em. Do you remember that? When they were having like on ESPN,
Yeah, of course.
they would actually film all of the tournaments. Phil was in all of that. He was very well known in that area. He was a very good poker player. Since then, he's stopped, from what I know the last time I talked to him. And he creates apps, and he's also an author,
Yeah, I see
which
that.
is why I asked him, because I was doing this on my own and I needed people who have experience, and he was kind enough to like help me out and point me in some directions, which I'm really grateful for. But anyways, that's how I met him, and he's probably gonna be really mad that I said that he lost it to Roach and Vo. And you know what? I'm really glad
He probably won't
that
ever
it was.
listen to this.
No, he won't. But I'm really glad.
Did I tell him about that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so
Let's
what
tell him
happened?
about that.
So let me tell you guys what happens when you write a book.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
All by
Especially-
yourself.
all by
we
myself.
rely on nobody
Yeah.
but yourself.
Yeah.
Anybody but yourself. Wait.
Everybody.
We
No, I
rely
don't-
on nobody.
Yeah. Nobody but yourself.
Just yourself.
Yeah. And it seems like every time I did get other people involved, it wasn't. It doesn't matter. Anyways, I can't tell you how much you read your book and think you're reading it to catch mistakes, and how like the next day someone will read it and go, hey, on page 5, like there's this thing or that thing. It's unbelievable. Like I'll have read that page 100 times and you still see it look normal because your brain just fixes it, right? So the day it came out on April 23rd, I was so excited. I texted Sam and tell him like, hey, your forward's in the book, and his name's on the back cover. I showed him a screenshot of that. We got so excited. He got one right away. And then Phil, I was like, Phil, you're on the back of the book and blah, blah, blah. And Phil just very sweetly was like, I'm so excited for you. This is really exciting.
Yeah.
Do you think for the next edition you can spell my name right? And I was like, no. And so sure enough, I go and look,
Look at that.
and it's spelled wrong.
Gordan. Gordan.
And it's D-O-N.
It's D-O-N.
And I can just tell you this. In my phone, it's correct. I've known him forever. I definitely know it's D-O-N. I don't know where in the shuffle it shifted, but it did, and I should have caught it. But every time I read it, I saw it right after that. And quite honestly, I didn't really even look at the cover so much because I had so many hands on the cover and nobody caught it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. So
Well-
I'm very apologetic.
It's fixed now.
I like, he was like, don't worry, do it for the next. I was like, absolutely not. Like, I couldn't. So that minute after he said that, I just went and changed it.
That is a good thing about self-publishing and all that. You could edit. You could edit it. It could be out for 2-3 years and you could edit it.
Well, you could do that with any book. That's why there's different editions.
Yeah.
So, but because it happened so quickly, like after a certain amount of time, if I were to change the book, it would then become the 2nd edition or the 3rd edition, or, you do that.
Yeah.
But because I was able to do it because it hadn't been out.
I feel like you should read a couple of your favorite little excerpts.
Why don't you read your acknowledgement that you love so much?
Yeah, and then you should read the back, whatever that's called, description of the book.
Okay.
But my favorite part of the book is page 1, everybody. Page 1. You're going to go right to it. Acknowledgements.
He's the first one.
And who's at the first? Who's at the top? Ya boy. To my chiseled and most handsome husband, Sean Thomas. A supreme example of a man. You could have just ended it there, but supreme example of
You
a
would have been
man,
pissed.
partner, and brilliant talent. Thank you for always encouraging my wildly unfiltered endeavors. The way you love, support, and take care of me is beyond measure. You have made me kinder, a better listener, and more loving. He made me write that stuff, but he treats me like a queen, so it's the least I could do. Plus, it's true. Very sweet, babe.
What's really funny,
Very sweet.
how does that make you feel, babe?
It's all true, so it's like, cool.
Like it's just another day for you.
You're acknowledging my amazingness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's really interesting about this Nutz is he completely surpassed the actual first page of the book And now I'd like you to open the page.
That's page
after-
1. That says page 1.
It says page 1, but I want you to actually look.
First page. Break free from fear. 8 steps on the
Right,
opportunity
but
page.
turn the page on the first
That's
page.
the first page.
Okay, so turn the page. Other
Break
side.
free from fear.
You're
Copyright
being a jerk
2020.
right now.
Dedication to my BFFs, my creator, nature, mom, and husband. I love you with every cell of my electric being and force of magnetic field for eternity.
That's for you too. Me professing my love to you. You're my
I
husband.
thought that was for all of those people. Oh, this is just for me? These 2 lines? Because
No. I'm saying to my BFFs. I basically said God, nature, my mother, and you. And then I feel those the lines after.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh
There's like
my
4 other
God.
people that you're giving all that love to. So that's why I like the acknowledgement. Because it's
4 other people,
it's-
you think my creator and nature?
the acknowledgement's my favorite part because it's just a whole paragraph for me,
Mhm.
about me, to me, minds.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and it's
Okay.
all true.
And I also I mention him all through the book, by the way,
well, my addiction
as an
and things like that,
examples
yeah.
of what fear looks like and what we can do about
Oh
it. So,
my God. Okay, actually, I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read the back, whatever that's called. What is it called?
the synopsis. of the book.
Synopsis. Break free from fear is your ultimate guide to eliminating fear for good. Bethany Dwyer exposes fear as a parasitic force fueled by insecurity and self-doubt and shows you how to cleanse it with a powerful 8-step process. Through humor, personal stories, and actionable steps, Dwyer empowers you to reclaim control and live fearlessly. This no-nonsense guide blends grit with grace, offering a mental detox that will empower you to unlock your true potential. Bid farewell to fear and welcome a life of purpose, authenticity, and unshakable confidence. Ready to break free? The journey starts now.
Let's go. Let's go.
Cut my life into pieces. This is my last resort. Sugar suffocation. No breathing. I don't give a fuck. I cut my arm and I'm bleeding. So that song is about self-harm and suicidal thoughts.
Oh, I gotta go back and read those lyrics
Yeah.
because I was a self-harmer.
Yeah.
It's all in the book. Oh no, I didn't add that because you know why I didn't? It was very sad. It was like too intense
Right.
to do the message.
Nobody wants to.
That'll be, no.
Nobody wants to see that.
No, but I mention it, but I don't go into detail.
Nobody wants to read about that.
No. Mm-mm.
Or maybe they do. Book released. We've been in the studio. We got new music coming out, Haunted Air. And we just shipped those songs off to our engineer extraordinaire. So stay tuned for that too. Doing a great,
Ooh, we're excited.
doing a cover of a Deftones song. One of my favorite band of all time, Deftones.
Yeah,
Been my
love
favorite band since the mid-'90s. And we cover their biggest hit, Change, because why
In the House of
not?
Flies.
And it sounds cool. It's a synth version. And if you're familiar with our band, we have another song called I Built My Lover. 2 versions. We have an acoustic version and a synth version. And this cover of Change is a synth version.
Yeah, it's in that genre, which is a genre we're gonna start going into.
It's weird because the feedback I get back is so right down the middle.
Yeah.
More people in person tell me they like our more alt folky stuff. And then more people on
Online.
the internet tell us
Yeah.
they like the electro stuff. So I think we just keep a healthy
Oh
balance.
yeah, we're
between
gonna
the
do
two.
both for sure. But I just mean these next 2 tracks that we just did
Our synth,
are synth. Yeah, because
indie rock
I
synth.
also think it's fun when you're live to be able to rock out, and then the fact that we have both, we can take rests. So if we mix the set,
Well, I like, I saw Stone Temple Pilots. I saw them, I want to say it was like 98 or 99. And it was at the Universal Amphitheater here in LA, up at Universal Studios, which doesn't exist anymore. It was a great theater. Man, I saw a few good shows there. And they had just a couple years prior did their MTV Unplugged album, and then they had this new album. I think it was it was called Number 4. With the Big Bang Baby, it's a crash, crash, crash. I think that was that one. And they did that. They started off, they played like 7 or 8 songs, just electric fucking energy. And then from above, this acoustic set came down on a
I
whole
love
other
it.
stage, came down onto the stage, acoustic drums, acoustic guitars. They sat down, they did like 3. Yeah, they probably did that. And they did Lady Bit, maybe. I don't know. I don't remember.
Who knows? But still.
But that's what I want to do. I
Yeah.
want to have like our stage. I could see it.
Yeah.
Fucking like trees everywhere.
Oh,
Or, like
yeah,
you're
we see
doing,
the
like you're on
creepy
a journey
trees.
through the woods, through all the
Yeah.
electronic shit, and then that'll kind of break away into like another beautiful scenery when we bust out the guitars and acoustic.
Yeah, I want it to look like it's dusk in the woods.
Yeah.
You know that beautiful.
Well, I just said.
Yeah, but the dusk part. So there's some golden hues, but it's that blue color you only get for like I feel like a minute.
That blue hue.
Blue hue.
You blue stripe boy. Hold on a second. I want to pull up, now that you said that.
What?
Hold on a second. I'm going to pause this. Speaking of blue, one of my favorite shows is Cops.
Yeah.
Okay? The Boys in Blue. And it's funny you say blue because I just took this clip. I screen
Bad
recorded
boys,
this.
what you want to do. See, that's what Baby does, so I just did it to him.
I just let you do it. I don't
You-
complain. I don't
you
sit
should've
there
saw
and
his
give you
face.
like this death
He was
stare. Be
about
like,
to
this
tell-
is,
he
I'm
was
being
about to
serious,
go
baby.
back.
You better stop what
You
you're
were
doing.
about to go berserk, and then you know you couldn't because you do the same. But bad boys, what you wanna do when the sheriff comes out for you?
I don't think that's the lyrics to that. But.
I don't care.
So there's this one episode where this guy is drunk and he's getting arrested, and he caught. Listen, this is it.
Okay.
Blue stripe boy, you blue stripe boy, you no Joe for nothing. Okay, let's go have a seat. Blue stripe boy.
And then the cop just picks him up and let's go have a seat. You blue strap boy. That's what I thought of when you said blue.
Okay.
And luckily I have that accessible right here because
You
I just
really do because you love it.
I just sent that to a couple other guys that
Oh,
really
your friends
like
are so
cops.
lucky. Okay, so
Hey, glad to be back with you, Nutz. After a few weeks off, we're back. Thanks for hanging out with us.
I'm so excited about the book. Please go check it out on Amazon. Maybe we'll put one of the links in all of our Acon stuff.
I don't
Go
know how
check
to
it
do
out.
that. We don't post nothing.
Buy it. That's true, guys. If someone who loves us wants to be our social media person, please.
We'll put it on the Instagram. I'll put it in the story, or not the story, our bio, our A Couple of Nuts Talking Podcast. It'll be in the bio, the link to get it. Or you can just go to Amazon and search
Just
your
go
name.
to
It's very
Amazon,
easy.
search my name or Break Free from Fear. It's a yellow cover. Go get it. And then
Share about it.
tell me about it. Ask questions. Show a picture at me. Whatever you got.
Well, that's the thing. You started a whole community for people to get involved because it's a book that requires action, and then at the end, you can pass what you've gained and learned on to somebody else who's struggling with the same thing. So it's like almost you're becoming of service at the end of the book.
You are becoming service.
And you've created a community on Facebook, the Break Free from Fear community, which you could search out too and look for that and join that after you read the book and then pass it along.
Yeah, when you actually put things into action, it will transform who you are. It changes the cells in your body, which is why the last step is to then give back, because the more you work that muscle, then you won't atrophy. It won't. You won't.
that fucking muscle.
I know you do. You won't go back to where you were. So if the parasite comes knocking, you're gonna be like, no.
See you later. You know, the favorite part about working that muscle is when it squirts. It's my favorite part of working the muscle.
Stay nutty, everybody.
Bye for now.
Kimpses.
Bethany
Bethany
and Sean.
and Sean.
We are a couple of nuts talking